Big Balls Bob. Not to be confused with Tiny Balls Todd.
I do have a body. It's very fantastic. More of a temple, really, than a body.
I can't tell if he's doing a bit or not.
I'm glad you brought that point up because
Todd's a pussy.
It's right next to Todd's OnlyFans.
It's on the internet.
Yeah, Todd's not dumb. I tried to get in a high honors English class once, and they called my parents and were like, "Hey, just tell him he can't do it."
It shows. It really shows.
I'm a dumbass, and I'm sorry.
The first time you've been let out of mom's basement, right?
Oh, no, I'm still in mom's basement, actually.
I hate you guys so much.
I'm going to throw these two guys into the screen so that if I die, they can carry on the legacy of crap that is this show. Oh, here we are, Packer fans, at the end of another season of Lombardi's Bar. Thank you for joining us tonight, everybody. My name is Dan Connick. I will be your bartender for one more week before we shuffle gracefully off into the offseason once again. We thank you for watching all season long with us here on Game On Wisconsin and Lombardi's Bar. Brought to you by our friends at Artec Ventures. The goal at Artec Ventures is to collaborate closely with founders throughout all the investment and fundraising stages, turning their visions into successful companies. Since 2020, Artec Ventures has helped turn great ideas into profitable businesses that make an impact on industries, communities, and beyond. Visit artecventures.com for more info. Bam! Took me a whole season, and I finally nailed the live read right out of the gate. Let's throw up the drink special for today's show. The drink special for today, on the house. We got on the house drink special for today. What's on the house? It's simple enough. Everyone, you get one drink free tonight. First one's free. First one's on the bartender here. And guys, just thanks for another amazing season. It's a kudos to all of you for coming each and every week, putting up with us, and sitting here and listening to us blah, 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 every single week. So one round on you guys all night long. So I wanted to save it. We don't want to spend by a round on you guys. You're the champs. We're going to give you the special treatment, the drink special for you, the fans, tonight. Thank you so much. Let's get these two guys in here to welcome the fan. Thank the fans again.
What the fuck's with the face, Todd?
I don't know a single week that I've came on here and went blah, 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 like Dan insinuated. I think we have been very articulate.
That's what we all do.
I've been very articulate this season. I made fantastic points week in and week out. I just feel like that was disrespectful of the work that I've personally been doing. You two, that sounded about right.
I just appreciate this is probably the first show in 2 seasons now you did without a hat, and you're just letting everyone see those luscious, fresh cut locks. I know why. I know why you took that hat off. You're showing off.
He's peacocking a little bit.
Because this is probably the first time.
All right. Well, you big dumb idiot. You froze. Uh-oh. Yeah. Fuck Todd.
The hair was too much. It was too much hair.
His camera was like, "Oh my god, I can't
too
handle
strong."
The internet can't handle it. Am I back?
All right. So
working.
You're back now. Unfortunately. No one really gives a shit about Todd and I. Dan, how is week 2, or really week 1-ish, 1+ of fatherhood?
It's just like a little slightly bit easier this week because we're finally getting into somewhat of a rhythm and a schedule and everything, but still in the trenches, still in the foxhole, taking grenades early on, but things are going good. We're getting poop and we're getting weight back up, and that's the two biggest things that I'd never thought that I would be excited about.
Well, you put on Twitter about checking if they're breathing.
Yes.
And that is a very normal thing. I do it.
Oh God,
now it's not so much because Winston's he's 6 months now, but Hadley and when Winston was younger too, like nonstop. So you're not crazy. You're just a good dad for constantly checking and being very scared of it.
It sounds like being a father is a lot like when I'm stoned. Just like checking to see if I shit myself or if
okay.
I'm still breathing. Like, what's happening
No.
over here?
The difference is like you care this time. Usually, if
Oh,
I'm
okay.
stoned and I'm not breathing,
Right.
I'm like, well, if I'm
Right.
not, I'm not.
Whoa,
Right.
here we
Like
go.
if I get too high and I'm like, oh shit, man, like is this the end? Like I better clear like my browser history real quick before I peace out. Like I'm all right, but like no, this it hits different when you're sitting there and you're trying to like close your eyes slightly and then like they just make like a noise like that and you're like, is this it?
Dude, it's so scary. You get poop on yourself yet?
No poop on me yet.
Okay.
I did have an incident today where I was cleaning a active situation
Yeah.
and it was made worse at that point.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the other day I took Winston out of the bath, just fucking peed all over me and just instantly put him back. I was like, okay, well, guess you're going back in.
Yes, you're back in.
I appreciate you guys taking care of my kids so much. You make it sound so appealing. We do have to address something. Dan, are you leaving? Did I
No,
miss it?
Katie is talking about me stepping away from Pack a Day podcast earlier this week.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, that's fine. We don't need to talk about that.
Are you gonna break the news to us later on that you're leaving us too?
No, I'm not doing that. No, I'm definitely not doing that. Matt, I have not actively had poop on me yet.
Todd and I will change that when we see you.
Yep. If
I'm gonna have my son here on one changing table, and then I'm gonna have like Jimmy passed out on my kitchen table, and I've just got baby wipes everywhere.
Yes. Sounds like a great time.
Is there literally anything else we could talk about?
No.
Yeah, I'm ready to move past the baby poop. If you guys are, I'm okay with it. Umbilical cord finally fell off. That was exciting.
All right. Now I really am ready to talk football because once you bring in umbilical cords or placentas, that's when I'm out.
All right, let's go into a little buy around here. I'm getting distracted by the private chat now. Buy Around is brought to you by our friends at Lakefront Brewery. It's one of Wisconsin's largest craft breweries. Since its founding in 1987 by brothers Russ and Jim Klisch, Lakefront has earned numerous awards and created many industry firsts. Lakefront's brewery tours are among the most popular in the United States, with over 100 guests taking the tour yearly. Brewing flavorful, high-quality craft beer has been their passion for over 30 years. They'd love to tell you their story over a pint and a tour the next time you're in Milwaukee. Visit lakefrontbrewery.com to schedule your tour today. What the fuck, Nick? Come on, man. I'm trying to read this goddamn live read. I'm having this private chat pop up on the side. What the hell?
Not the time, Nick. Not the time.
We had 45 seconds together
It's
before the
bedtime,
show,
Bob.
Nick.
Get Annie on here or something. Ugh.
Okay.
Hold on. Nick,
please just address the audience, address the crowd.
What am I addressing?
What the fuck do you think you're
What do
addressing,
you
Nick?
think we're talking about?
Oh, you mean Todd's fourth kid that's on the way?
my
Correct.
bad.
Yes.
My bad,
Yes,
Nick.
I'm going to be a dad very soon in August.
There it is, Nick. Oh, yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, why would you wait till right now when we start the show to start putting that stuff in the chat?
I don't know.
It's literally the very first comment in the private chat. And so I see the little notification. I'm like, oh, something must be going on. Are we talking too much poop? Do we need to move on? And no, it's Nick just dropping an atom bomb in our lap.
That was worse than a text. I would rather have just like a random text in the middle of the night than that.
Iowa Joe raises a good point. Who gave you the right?
Nobody, actually. It's,
Sorry.
again, as per usual, my bad.
This is by far the best comment. Congrats, I'll get the hell off my screen.
See, now I have to wonder: is True North Packer fan just Jacob's burner account? Since it's like always the same comments.
Possibly.
Matt has a good one too. Congrats to Mason Crosby on the text.
Hey, if he's willing to give me a chunk of his salary, by all means,
He's
I'll
not
take it.
just a chunk of his seed.
Yeah, there it is. Boom.
All right. Goodbye.
See you,
That's
Nick.
Lombardi's Bar, everybody. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. Dude, you know he's regretting that hall pass right now. Oh, Jesus. Our fans are the best ones. Those are some good comments.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Honestly, though, best way to do that, because if I was in producer Nick's shoes, I would have done the same damn thing. I respect it. Chaos. Just
Fair
sowing
enough.
it everywhere. As well as the seed. Jimmy, who are you buying around for?
Yeah, mine. I'm torn on this one. I hate to see people lose their jobs because obviously it fucks up them, their family. They have to relocate. All this stuff added onto it. Maurice Drayton, the Packers let go, special teams coordinator. 100% deserved. Like that had to happen. Sucks seeing people lose jobs, but I'll buy you around. Thanks for the one season as the head coordinator. Good luck in the future as an assistant or whatever you're going to get. Didn't really enjoy
Like
my time with
like
you.
A high school coach or something. Like,
Yeah. So best of luck on the future. Sorry it didn't work out in the Packers. I'm also kind of happy that we're moving on into a different direction. So Maurice, whatever you want on me, it's been fun.
Was it though? Was it fun?
Sorry. it's been something.
It's been real. It's been fun. It hasn't been real fun.
Bingo.
Todd, who are you buying around for?
I am gonna buy around for Jimmy, but not this idiot
Oh,
Jimmy.
thank God.
Uh-huh.
Our old friend Jim Harbaugh,
Mm.
who I'm not exactly sure what happened, but Monday and Tuesday of this week, it felt like he was a shoo-in for the Vikings job. And then called Michigan today and said, guys, I'm coming home. I'm staying in Ann Arbor. I assume it was something Wolf of Wall Street. I'm not fucking leaving. And really just got the guys going. So shout out to him for not coming to the NFC North. And also, anytime a respected coach turns down one of your rivals, you got to be a fan of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know what? I know I just hit like the ceiling of Michigan football. We just did that. It's not going to get better from here.
Right.
I should probably jump ship. My stock's not going to get any higher to go back to the NFL. But I'm not wearing purple. It's not going to happen.
Do you think part of the conversation was him just saying like, "Hey guys, I'll come on as coach, but we really got to get Kirk Cousins out of here." And they were very adamant on no. So he was like, "All right, Michigan, I'm coming back."
Imagine saying, "I'd rather have Cade Cunningham." Is that his name? Michigan quarterback? I think that's his name. Something like that.
I thought that was a guy on the Detroit Pistons.
That's a Pistons player. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
I've been listening to too much Detroit sports radio. I forget what the hell this name is. But imagine running with just, I'm going to say, I'll take a different, nothing quarterback out of high school every single year versus playing with NFL or coaching NFL quarterbacks again. But it has to be Kirk Cousins.
So they have
McNamara. That's what it is.
They have no idea who. So they're still searching for the head coach right now. Then I take it.
I'd imagine so.
Nothing came out today.
They're expected to hire Kevin O'Connell, the Rams OC,
as head coach.
Yeah, but they have to wait till after the Super Bowl.
I have no idea who that is. I've never heard that name.
He is the Rams offensive coordinator.
That's what you said. I'll take your word for it.
I believe it. And then you told me you still had no idea who he was, so I just wanted to.
Well, I'm taking your word that that's who it is. You could say it was Sean McVay face as the offensive coordinator. I'd say sure it is.
Well, that's what's funny about this is like he's literally. Thanks, appreciate it. He's literally like he doesn't call the plays there. He's literally just somebody that's been around Sean McVay.
He's the Zach Taylor of this season. Someone that's just close to Sean McVay. Yeah. That should probably not be a head coach. So by all means, Vikings, please fucking hire him.
I don't know. Hold on. Did it work out for Zach Taylor?
All right. That's
speaking
fair.
of speaking of which,
yeah.
Hey Dan, who you buying around for?
I like to buy around for all the Cincinnati Bengals fans out there. I want to bury the hatchet here a little bit. I grew up just north of Cincinnati, so I was inundated with Bengals fans my entire life, giving me crap for being a Packer fan growing up in Southeast Ohio. And I would always have playoffs and Super Bowls to hang over their head, and I took a lot of joy in watching them lose. And the few times that we were able to beat them, I really enjoyed. But it was really cool to see a lot of the people that I grew up with, people that I've known that have been Bengals fans for 30 plus years, posting stuff on social media, crying with their newborn kids, crying with their family because they never thought they'd see their team make the Super Bowl. And I just I think back to watching when I saw the Packers make the Super Bowl for the first time, which was 2011. And I'm like, that feeling is very special. It's very unique. For people like us, we think it's going to come around a lot more than it did. And so makes you just kind of appreciate it. And so I'll bury the hatchet here a little bit. Congratulations, Bengals fans. I really do hope you take it because I love Joe Burrow. It's hard to hate him. So I'd love to see them pull it out.
I really like Joe Burrow. All right, so
there.
That's a good looking guy right there. That's a
Hot.
good looking guy right there.
All right, Dan, you have to settle the dispute. People in the comments as well.
Okay.
Todd and I had an argument on Monday night recording on brand off topic. Shameless plug.
You're not still stuck on this shit, are you?
Yeah, jackass, because you put a tweet out yesterday going at me for it. So we did Monday.
What you said.
We did Monday.
Paraphrasing.
You did Tuesday. I'm gonna do Wednesday. I said that the Bengals had an easier route to the Super. They play the hardest team to get there with the Chiefs, but their route to the Super Bowl was easier than the Rams, who had to play the Cardinals, Buccaneers, and 49ers.
The way that you said it was basically that the Bengals played nobody, had an easy cakewalk into the Super Bowl.
No.
And that
on the show, I
gauntlet
literally
of
said
teams that the Rams played has never been matched in the history.
No, fuck off. On the show, I said they played the hardest team. And
after I pointed out the fact that they played the hardest team and also played the number one seed in the AFC.
So Jimmy, you're saying that the Bengals played the toughest opponent.
Yep.
The Rams played the tougher schedule.
Correct.
I think I would agree with that.
I'm not saying that that's wrong. What I'm saying
what the
is
fuck
that
are you saying?
The way that you phrased it on the show was essentially saying that the Bengals just walked their way in. They beat they beat the Chiefs, big deal, and now they're in the Super Bowl.
No. Mm-mm.
That's exactly how you were trying to put it out there. Because until I pointed out that they played the Chiefs, you were like, "Oh yeah, I guess okay, maybe they played the hardest."
No,
team.
that is
and I was
not
like, also the Titans were
went.
the number one seed, and you were like, "Oh, duh, but they're not good." Like, they were just the number one seed.
Giants are as hard.
Played half the season without their running back,
but
they still managed to be the number one seed. But they're not any good.
With Ryan Tannehill and a medal in his foot, Derrick Henry, or Tom Brady and the Buccaneers and their incredible defense, I would rather play the Titans.
No.
You'd rather play the Buccaneers?
Yeah.
Well, you a big dumb dummy. That's not a thing.
I agree. I would much rather play.
Michael, stay out of this.
I would much rather play the Titans.
Thank you.
Derrick Henry was not the full Derrick Henry. And Ryan Tannehill is like basically just Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a game manager. And the Bengals defense was able to do exactly what the Rams were able to do to Jimmy Garoppolo and Kyler Murray. Like it feels like almost they average out similarly because the Bengals had like this and the Rams had just like an average like this. When you average it all out, it kind of comes out similar, but I agree with Jimmy's premise. Harder game for the Bengals, tougher overall schedule for the Rams.
See, and I think you guys are giving the Cardinals way too much credit on this because I don't know if you guys remember how bad they were down the stretch. They weren't a good team. And I also, again, just because Derrick Henry was there in some facet, they played half the season without him and still maintained the number 1 seed in the AFC. But we're not going to give them any credit for that, right? Like they just don't deserve that for whatever reason because Derrick Henry came back but wasn't his full self.
Well,
I don't understand.
They don't necessarily like just being the number 1 seed doesn't mean it's the tougher schedule.
No,
overall.
but they're a damn good team. And to say that, just kind of dismiss them as like, man, not really, because Derrick Henry was coming back from an injury. He didn't play half the year and they're still the number 1 seed.
All right,
That means they're still a damn good team.
So then,
but we're just going to dismiss them.
Look at the top 3: Bills, Chiefs.
This guy, I tell you, Michael jumped in here last week, and since then he's done nothing.
I thought last
down
week,
great point after great point.
I thought he was great last week. This week I'm questioning him now, and I don't know how to feel.
Well, that's because you're biased.
Yeah, sorry, not you.
All right, now he's going to get blocked.
Look at the top 3 teams: Bills, Chiefs, Titans. Who's the team you prefer to play?
Oh, out of those 3, it's the Titans.
Okay,
However,
so then why are we putting so much status in the number 1 seed when
because it's just a point that they're still a damn good team, but you've brushed them off repeatedly as if they're nobodies.
But the Bucks are a good team too, and they are the number 2 seed. They arguably could have been the number 1 seed. Seeding this year really, I feel like, doesn't matter that much because the margin of error between those seeds is so small. You know? Like down the stretch in the NFC, you had 4 teams that could have been the number 1 seed basically going into the last 2 weeks of the season almost that had a shot to do it. So like the Packers could have easily been the 1 seed. They could have been the 4 seed. It doesn't change kind of who the team is. Even if the Titans are the 1 seed, they weren't the same team with that Derrick Henry on the field. And so it doesn't mean that they're less than they
were a damn good team.
They're a good team
all season
I think,
without him.
Everyone in the second week of the playoffs is a good team.
That's not true.
You're not. Who in that second round of the playoffs was a bad
the
team?
Packers weren't a good team in the second round of the playoffs.
Well, that's fair. So take out our team, and besides that, everyone else was a great team. I don't know. I just think overall, collectively, the Cardinals are scary. Kyler Murray is a better quarterback than Derek Carr and Ryan Tannehill. The two of the quarterbacks that they played.
Put the Rams against the Bucks, or the Bucks against the Titans. I take the Bucks in that because they're very similar. The only difference is Tom Brady. They have Ryan Tannehill, so they're very similar. But I think you weigh the Bucks a little bit more than the Titans, and so overall, you had very similar level opponents for the Rams. The Titans are just a shade below what that kind of level was that the Rams had to go through.
Are we giving any credence to home field advantage?
No, Packers ruined that for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Sorry. If they would have won, I would have said yes, but no, not anymore.
We haven't even gotten to pay the tab yet.
Let's get into that. I will argue Todd all day.
I know,
regardless if I think I'm wrong or not. I will argue Todd.
This is great because we've already spent 23 minutes arguing about different crap, and we're going to get into the part of the show where we argue the most and pay the tab. So, Todd, why don't you kick us off? Who's got to pay the tab for you this week?
I'm going to stick with special teams with an emphasis on the punter again. One, Mo Drayton getting canned. Obviously, big one there. I would like him to pay the tab before he leaves. Don't try to just slide out and leave us with the bill.
I'll pay it for you.
But also going back to special teams, because any conversation I've had about that game since then has been still bringing up special teams, which obviously is the sore spot of it. But for it to just be that bad that it lingers on, and for it to be something that was that bad all season, this being our season finale, guys, pay the tab, figure it the fuck out, and just either don't show up next year or be better, one or the other.
So if they hire in-house, we can all just pretty much expect the same thing, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's what we've seen so far from in-house hires.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Joe Judge is available. I feel like you have to just fucking go with someone or the Raiders interim head coach.
Mhm.
He's looking for a job. Bring him over. Like, there has to be something. If we hire some person in-house, I will flip shit because clearly they didn't make a fucking impact this season. What's the point of doing that again? I don't think Matt LaFleur is that dumb. He's made some good hires. There you go. Michael put it in the chat too. I don't know how to say his name, so I'm not going to try.
Well, try it. No, sound it out.
Basakia? I don't know.
Nailed it. Yep. Right on.
That's it. Yeah. Knew it. Math. Yeah, no, we have to bring someone in outside of it.
Yeah, you need, for nothing else, I think it has to be for the culture around special teams. You know, like I think we brought it up like in the middle of the season is the only thing that people have been hearing is special teams bad, special teams gonna fuck up when they come out here. And so when they go out there, that's the mindset, I feel like. Bikes. I feel like that's sort of the mindset in that locker room. The special teams locker room is we can't fuck up. It's all tense. It's all, not playing loose. Get somebody in here that's going to change the culture around special teams. I can't believe that's something I have to freaking say, but that's what has to be done.
Just pay whatever the Colts coordinator is getting double and bring him in at this point.
What if, and I'm just bull spitting here, what if Mason Crosby retires, but they make him the special teams coach?
Fuck you.
I'm into it.
I hate that.
Now you want to in-house hire. Okay, Jimmy.
At that point, sure. If I trust Mason Crosby with my life,
he's one of the more sure tacklers that team has.
That's true.
I honestly hope, just for the best take in the world, they hired J.K. Scott as their special teams coordinator, just so Todd has to do an hour-long Lombardi's Bar episode of how much he hates J.K. Scott.
He's walking around with a youth medium polo shirt on the sidelines.
Regardless of if it's J.K. Scott or not, if we ever do an hour-long show about this team's special teams coordinator, we've got to reevaluate everything. We're going to have to overhaul the show, probably fire producer Nick. I mean... There's going to be thumbs up.
He just gave such a happy thumbs up. Like, please fucking fire me.
All right. Jimmy, who needs to pay the tab for you this week?
It was already kind of mentioned in the chat, but with the NFL, with Brian Flores, one of the better head coaches in the NFL, led the Dolphins out of all fucking teams to 2 winning seasons in a row. How are you not getting a job? And they're bringing you in for the Rooney, like just the Rooney Rule checkoff. They knew who they were hiring. They were bringing you in just to say like, hey, we interviewed a black guy. Like, what the fuck? Like, out of all, like, Brian Flores is a great NFL head coach. Like, they got to figure this shit out. There's no reason Mike Tomlin is the only black NFL coach in the NFL. Like, that should not be a thing. Mike Tomlin is incredible. Brian Flores should be an NFL head coach. Anthony Lynn, probably not. You didn't do great. But there's so many other people that should be NFL head coaches. And the Rooney Rule that was kind of supposed to help the things is just making it worse, because now it's just a fucking box you check off. And I really hope Bill Belichick did this shit on purpose just to stir it up.
1,000%.
Oh, for sure. Just to stir it up. But like, Brian Flores is the guy you're going to use for the Rooney Rule checkoff, the guy who led the Dolphins 2 winning seasons, who had to fucking put up with Tua as a quarterback, who had to deal with, hey, lose a game, we'll give you $100,000 bonus every game you lose. Like, what the fuck, man? Like, that is insane. He should be an NFL head coach. the Vikings would be lucky to have him as their NFL head coach. I hope they don't because they're in our division, and that's how good of a coach he is. It's just NFL, like, figure this shit out. This is crazy. Changing the Washington football team to Commanders and putting end racism in the end zone and helmets is not going to fix this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. I mean, that whole situation has just exploded beyond what I was expecting it would be. Now with that all tanking stuff, and they say that they've got corroborating evidence, because that's the thing, is like for a lot of that stuff that gets thrown around with the Rooney Rule is like it's tough because teams can just say, oh, well, of course we meant, like, we definitely hired him to or brought him in as a real thing. They've got sort of this plausible deniability that's hard to kind of prove. But now they've got text messages that come out and say that the Dolphins were actively doing this stuff, and teams were they've got stuff to back up some of the stuff that other teams have done, like the Broncos and stuff. Like, I am very interested to see how this plays out, because this could have a very large impact on the NFL, especially when you throw in the fact that sports betting has become so big now. In almost all of the major markets now, you can actively sports bet on football. And now to have something like this come up it's pretty crazy. As a sycophant, I'm looking forward to it.
Well, this should have been a thing too, when after the Eagles fired Doug Peterson, they interviewed like Deuce Staley out of nowhere. Like,
right.
I wonder why he was a random assistant you interviewed as a head coach. Like, it's like this shit's been going on for a long time. And now Brian Flores is literally risking his NFL head coaching career, will probably be blackballed for the rest of it because he's standing up for some bullshit that they're doing to him. So kudos to him. NFL, stop sucking.
Yeah. Speaking of the NFL and different teams sucking, my pay the tab has to be the professional football team from Washington, D.C. Because we had almost 2 full years of you being able to figure out a new name to replace the racial slur that you were using for your team, which sort of kudos to you, but like, it's Dan Snyder. I'm sure it wasn't done with the most intention, the best intentions behind it. But you had all this time, and Commanders was the best name that you came up with.
I was going to say, you have to be happy that it's going to be called the Commies now.
100%. That's all I'm calling them now.
Well, not only that,
or the Commando. Brady put it in there. Commandos is good too.
Yeah. Did you guys see was it 2 nights ago? There was footage from a helicopter that was shining in the office. Like, how do you miss that? Like, you've had 2 years to come up with this. You're trying to get this big break on it, and you're just like, meh, we'll just leave this here in front of the window. No one's going to know.
Yeah.
Come on.
No, I like that a lot. I honestly, I was in favor of them just keeping Washington football team. It's unique. It's different. Like, you changed the racist name, and so you're just going to pick some other lame-ass name to throw on a lunchbox and sell to everybody. Like, why not?
What would you have went with, Dan? What would you have
I would have went with Washington football team.
Outside of that.
What were the other options?
Red Bombers was the good one.
Or I liked, there was the one like the Red Tails was pretty good. I liked that. I don't know. I just was like, all the options they came up with, I didn't really like. I actually really grew fond of Washington football team because it stands out. It's unique. It's just we all know that it was basically a transition into, a new era of not having a racist name. Like, why not just keep this one? And it has a little bit of class. It has something to it other than just, well, we had to pick something other than the racial slur, Yes, Schefter always pays the tab here.
Yeah, he sucks.
Always.
Can he just let somebody fucking retire, like, on their own?
Yeah, that's something we hadn't talked about either. What the fuck was all of that?
I feel like that should be like Todd said, that should be a hey, let's not ruin this for them. Let's let them go out on their own terms. Yeah, we know it's going to happen. Let's fucking let them break it. Like, why do we have to be the ones to be like, hey, just so you guys know, in a couple days, Tom Brady's going to send a sentimental 8-post Instagram thing saying he's done with football, just to give you guys the heads up. Just let him fucking do it.
Right. Just has to get his fingerprints.
Well, and he was the one that ruined it for Luck too. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Real quick, to the 2019 Dolphins that Brian Flores was offered to pay for them to lose. They still went 9-7 against the spread that year. It's all right. Trying to lose games, but still coming out on the spread.
Dude, they should have been a horrible team this year. What they go on, like a 7 or 8 game win streak?
Something like that, yeah.
And then last year starting off so horribly and somehow fighting back. Like, obviously they weren't in playoff contention. He's such a good head coach. That's fucking crazy.
Jesus Christ.
Toss.
Yep.
They might as well call him Comrags.
I like it.
I'll whip those Comrags around all the time.
Just don't get any in your eye. You'll go blind.
Yeah, I'll take him to the bathroom.
For what?
My own personal pleasure.
Okay.
And now the show's getting interesting.
I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Oh my God. All right. Let's get to the drunk tweet of the week, because there's this one that's here, and I went to grab the video of it from today, but I didn't get the chance to. Fuck, I just saw the comment.
I was leaving it up there for you to see it. I was waiting.
But here's this one from all of these Bears. Everyone's pleasuring themselves in Chicago over this quote. We're gonna take the North and never give it back. I mean, it is seriously like watching the Chicago Bears is like watching a South American dictatorship. Just like every couple of years, they have another bloody coup to throw in the new guy, and then everybody in the whole country is like, this one's gonna work. The other guy, not so much. We got rid of him, but this guy's gonna turn it all around. It's gonna end the same way in a couple of years.
Yeah, ask Lovie Smith how it went when he came in and said that all they were gonna do was beat the Packers.
Right.
Yeah.
And didn't Trestman say that too? Didn't he say something about that? Like his whole focus was it Trestman or was it Nagy in their press conference said something
they
like
both probably said something sad.
They always say, and that's what right there shows you what a poverty franchise they are. Because that kind of rhetoric, that belongs in college. Like that's how a coach should be going in to coach at Ohio State or Michigan or Alabama. Like we're here to win national championships and beat Michigan or beat Ohio State or beat Auburn or whoever. Like you're a professional coach. You need to beat all the teams to go win a Super Bowl. You don't even have to beat the Packers. You could go 15-2 and win the freaking Super Bowl. Your job isn't to beat the Packers. Your job is to not suck. And so far, no Chicago coach has been able to do either of those things. So please miss me with all of that, Chicago fans.
The worst part about this, though, is that this potentially could be the one coach that it ends up turning around for a little bit, not because he's a great coach, just because of the fact that like we don't know who our quarterback's going to be next year.
Right. And they have, and
it doesn't matter. It's still the Bears.
Yeah. They'll find a way to fuck it up.
As long as it's not Seneca Wallace and Scott Tolzien.
Don't fucking insult Scott Tolzien.
It's not an insult to Scott Tolzien. I've told you my story. I met him. He's a nice guy.
The Toll Man. Love him.
But also that not an NFL quarterback.
Very true.
Yeah. No, it's not going to be, it's the Packers and Vikings and then everybody else in the NFC North. That's the way it'll be for a little bit.
I like that they said that they were going to, when they asked Eberflus what their offense was going to be like, he was like, "Oh, we're going to score points and play fast and aggressive." It's like,
I
well,
would hope so.
scoring points is the offense's job.
Yeah, that's a good strategy.
To
I
play
would
fast and
fucking
aggressive,
hope you would.
you have to have playmakers, and you don't have those. And you also don't have high draft picks to get them on your team.
You don't have an offensive line. You barely have a defense.
How are you going to play fast and aggressive?
Yeah.
That is true. Honestly, now with Jordan Love, I still am more confident to finish above the Bears than anything.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Yeah.
But doesn't it suck to think that, like, if we don't have Rodgers, it might be the Vikings' year next year?
No, there's still all Jordan Love has to do is beat Jimmy Garoppolo.
Right.
And it's fine. A good offensive line, you've got a run game coming back, and you've got if Devontae and Aaron are gone, that means most of the defense stays intact.
Yeah.
Right.
What's the worry?
Yeah.
We will have to get some type of receiver though. Like whether it's probably free agent and draft.
Yeah, you do, but the way that offense is built is to cater to a guy like Jordan Love. And I think honestly the biggest upside for Jordan Love is he was born into this system. Unlike Aaron Rodgers, who had to kind of fit his way into it a little bit. You know, this is the system Jordan Love knows. And so I trust him a little bit more to operate inside the system rather than get to a point where we kind of saw in the divisional round where he steps outside of it. And that's when you start to have the problems. So
is there any part of you that's like, obviously LaFleur is going to want Rodgers back. If we want him to come back next year, which I assume most Packer fans do, like you're going to say like, yeah, we prefer him to be our quarterback. We'll do anything and keep him back. But is there any part of you that makes you wonder, like maybe the organization isn't as confident in Jordan Love as they hope to be at this stage in his career, like going into his third season? And a lot of it's like, we got to keep Rodgers. We got to keep Rodgers. We got to keep Rodgers. Like, is that any bit worrisome? No,
I don't think so. At least that's not how I approach it, because you can find a veteran quarterback off the scrap heap to come in and do something to be a stopgap. You don't have to be the number one seed every single year. You know? Like that doesn't
the last couple.
Right. Like you don't have to, that doesn't have to be the goal. The goal is to get to the playoffs and win the Super Bowl. It isn't to win the most games possible, you know? So if it means losing a couple more games because you don't have Aaron Rodgers at quarterback, but you're still competitive and competing for a Super Bowl, I'm okay with that. Yeah. I think people are afraid that the ceiling or the floor is going to be, 3 and whatever. And it's not going to be that. There's too much talent around there. I'm on Matt's side. I want Blake Bortles. Let's get Blake Bortles back in. All right. The other drunk tweet that I wanted to bring up, there was the clip. I don't have it downloaded, but I believe it came from, I forget. It was in Tennessee. It was the ESPN. It was one of the ESPN Tennessee radio stations, and
probably those bums in Chattanooga.
Right. That's what I was trying to be judicial, because I didn't, for a second I'm like, oh shit, was that really Chattanooga? And I didn't want to piss off our friend Greg Larnard. But some no nut guy on there is talking about how Aaron Rodgers has bought property outside of Nashville to build a home, and how sources have told him that Aaron Rodgers would be open to playing for the Tennessee Titans, and that also some current teammates have said they don't expect Aaron Rodgers back. All of that 30-second clip and a nickel, and you'd have a nickel. That's it. Because it's a whole load of absolute nothing. Absolutely nothing. People are trying so hard to be that first guy. They want to be the one to kick off the firestorm like Paul Allen and Adam Schefter did last offseason. You're going to have so many more of these guys, I feel like, come up over the next couple of weeks, throwing out their different conspiracy theories.
Yeah, I'm going to make stuff up.
And, I mean, so if you're making a trade, the Packers are going to want players, like high ceiling players on their rookie deals coming back to them.
Right.
Which if you look at Tennessee's roster, they don't really have. I mean, you've got Caleb Farley, who's a defensive back, but was hurt this year.
Mm-hmm.
And then Dylan Radins, who as a tackle, they don't really need at this point, and is unproven. Looking to their 2020 draft, Isaiah Wilson, who I don't believe is in the league anymore.
No.
And then Christian Fulton, a cornerback, was their second round pick. Go back to Jeffrey Simmons and A.J. Brown in 2019. Sure, you'd take A.J. Brown. They're not giving up A.J. Brown. So who are you getting back? And also that would be one season of A.J. Brown if they were to do that deal. So realistically, you're not doing anything with that.
Yeah. Nick has the clip of this guy.
Well, then what are we doing listening to me talk? Nick, play the damn clip.
Throw the clip up for us.
According to multiple sources, Green Bay Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers is building a home in Franklin. The second thing, a source tells me Rodgers would be, quote, open to joining the Titans. That's all I was told. Open to joining the Titans. And I talked to another source in which at least some of Rodgers' current Green Bay Packer teammates think there is no way Rodgers is going back to Green Bay.
Well,
I'm open. Look, I'm open to an unnecessary colonoscopy, but that doesn't mean I'm running out to fucking sign up for it.
The power with which he goes, sources or how, whatever he did, or he said, I think he was like open.
Yeah.
Allegedly, those quotes carry a lot of weight for that guy. And also, yeah, of course, I bet you right now, Isaac Yadam doesn't know what the fuck is going on, but I could quote him as a source of what Aaron Rodgers is doing, and that could be the exact same thing that you have. I have to, before we move on, shout out. I'll always shout out an expert Simpsons quote thrown in here, anywhere. So, good job, True North Packer fan.
Anybody else to shout out from Dan? Quote some MASH.
Yeah.
No, that was a silent show, wasn't it? They didn't have audio back then.
Yeah, black and white as well.
It was not. It was in color.
It was a chicken, wasn't a baby.
Yeah,
it was a baby. Don't you want me to get started on it again? You want?
Yeah, I still can't believe you fucking brought that up, man.
I don't even. What was the context of me bringing that up?
There was no context. You just brought it up.
You said, "Hey, did you guys ever see that MASH episode where he killed the baby?"
I didn't just say that. There was some reason for we were talking about chicken or
probably one of those weeks you were just going off talking about killing babies for no reason.
It is my MO.
Sure, God, you're a father now, Dan.
Not other babies. All
right, let's move on.
All
right, let's talk about Brazilian pancakes. Get on a better topic than this.
Let's talk about the Super Bowl really quick. What are you guys most looking forward to in this Super Bowl? Anything at all? Are you planning on watching? Are you protesting? What are you doing? What's the setup? What's the vibe going into the Super Bowl? What are you looking forward to, Todd?
I don't know. It's just a game. Honestly, I'm not super interested in it. If I'm somewhere that it's on, great. I don't know that I'll really go out of my way to like make sure I can watch the game. If I am watching the game for the first time in the history of Todd, I can guarantee you I will be watching the entire halftime show.
Oh, I cannot wait for the fucking halftime show.
Yes. Hell yes. That was going to be I am so geeked for that halftime show.
Yep.
That is going to be amazing.
Kendrick Lamar, Snoop, and Eminem.
I literally have I've watched the trailer for it several times just because it gets me so hype for everything. Yeah.
It's a big game for Detroit. It's a big game for Detroit.
It is the closest Detroit will ever be.
Yes. Todd, you're coming to my sister's house for the Super Bowl party.
Yeah, I might be. I don't know. We'll see.
He's got a lot going on. He might stop in, say hey.
You're under a mile away, Todd.
If I'm there, I don't know where I'll be. This is in the future. I'm not. Look, I don't know.
You big dumb bitch. You better be there.
Keep calling me names.
All right, you big dumb idiot.
Wow, rude.
Jimmy, what are you looking forward to?
Who cares?
I'm looking for the Bengals. Do someone put on Twitter? They do have the sense of a 2010 Packers vibe to them.
Mm-hmm.
They're winning games, all very close. Underdogs, the whole thing. I would love to see him come in and Joe Burrow just smoking a big cigar at the end, or blunt, whatever you want, Joey Burrow. I'm convinced that those are blunt. I just want to see him just. I would love to see the Bengals win, going from a 30-year drought not winning a playoff game to when you finally do, you just fucking sweep it in Joey Burrow's first season as a full-time starter. It'd be great to see, but honestly, we already talked about it. Won't harp. That halftime show is gonna be fucking amazing, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, no, that halftime show will be amazing.
I'm trying really hard to act like it's just not gonna be amazing, like
right?
Because I don't want to oversell it. I'm telling my
right.
Dr. Dre is 50. What are we really expecting out of this guy?
Is he? Wait, is he really only 50?
He's over 50. I know that much, but I'm not trying to put an age on a guy.
Nick, look it up. How old is Dr. Dre?
56.
How old is Snoop for that matter?
Same ballpark.
All right, Dr. Dre's 56. Snoop Dogg's 50.
Yeah. So, what's Eminem? Eminem's 40 something. Like, what are we expecting?
Eminem's a little bit younger. Yeah.
So let's temper the expectations.
49. He's not much younger. 49.
Wow, really?
Let's see Mary J. Blige's beautiful self. 51.
And
then Kendrick's only Kendrick is 34.
He's 34?
They had to put somebody on there that the youths could relate to.
Kendrick is so good, dude. I cannot fucking wait.
Yeah, Todd brings up a good point though. I really want to temper my expectations because I don't want to get my hopes up and then it not be, what I'm hoping for. But it just feels like it's too big to fail. There's too much around it to not be good.
If I don't get a holograph Tupac, I'm gonna be so pissed off. You have to at this point.
Have to.
Do you think wait, hold on. Okay, hold on. Is there going to be a surprise guest?
Yes.
Do you think they bring out who do you think it is? Is it because the first thing
it's Tupac. He's still alive. They're bringing him back.
I can tell you, it won't be Eazy-E. It won't be Tupac.
I was gonna say Eazy-E would have been just an ultimate middle finger.
Fucking 50 Cent. I don't know.
That's what I was thinking. 50, having 50 Cent come out real quick just for a hot moment would be pretty dope.
Yeah,
but has there really been a surprise guest at the Super Bowl?
Beyonce came out when it was Bruno Mars or Coldplay, or maybe both. Honestly, I feel like she's always there.
It was Bruno Mars and somebody else.
You know what makes
Katy
me
Perry,
feel
Missy Elliott.
You know what makes me feel old is that this is a performance that is relatable to my music growing up. And I go back to Super Bowl 31, watching ZZ Top perform the halftime show and thinking, God, these guys are old. And now I'm like, oh shit. And I'm really terrified to go back and look and see how old ZZ Top was when they performed at that Super Bowl.
Well, even the year before we won ours, and it was Colts Saints, and it was the Who out there. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. I like that. But I realized that these guys are much older. It's from a different era. But yeah, I'm with you. This is the first time where it's this is like when you get to that point where you realize that almost 95% of the roster of the Packers is younger than you are, or pretty soon is going to be born after the year 2000.
Yeah.
Time marches on, friends.
All right, let's go to this question real quick. Who does win the MVP?
I think it's Joe Burrow. Because I think they win. I think they go banana sandwich, him and Jamar Chase, and I think Joe Burrow wins it. And he's sitting up there. I hope he goes up and gets the trophy with a big ass cigar in his mouth.
I hope it's weed because one, it's legal there, and two, the NFL has relaxed their stance on marijuana. So really set that tone, Joe, and go get it.
They put $1 million into researching what we can do for pain medication because no other organization at all has ever done that. Yep. And the NFL is just trusting their researchers to get the right answer.
Yep.
So kudos to you, NFL.
So that would be fantastic. I think it's going to be Stafford. There's so much firepower on this team.
Yeah.
And that Rams defensive front. I mean, Joe Burrow got sacked 9 times against a really bad Tennessee Titans team that shouldn't probably have even been in the playoffs because they're that bad.
But you know that the Rams offensive line has been suspect.
But I'm saying the Rams defensive front.
I know, but I think it evens out a little bit because the Rams offensive line is suspect, and the Bengals front seven has been doing a great job of look at the pressure they put on Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
Like they limited a pretty high powered offense, just
after the NFL stepped in and made that little fix at halftime.
Do you think Cooper Kupp has a chance though? Like if he is, Michael put in there, he's 6-1. I feel like if I'm betting on a Bengals player, obviously Joe Burrow. But if I'm going to do a Rams player, I honestly I think I'd rather do Cooper Kupp than Stafford. Because Cooper Kupp he's killing it this year. And a lot of those passers, he's leading the league, or he's like top 3 in yards after catch. It's not like they're wide open bombs down the field.
I think if the Rams do end up winning or they put up records or whatever, if it's basically like a Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams game where he's only targeting Kupp and that's how they get their success, I think Kupp has a decent shot at it. Just because I think the NFL writers there and the people covering it, the people voting on it, I think people really like Cooper Kupp, and so I think they'll make that concession for him if he gets to that point. Yeah.
Julian Edelman's dumbass got one, so Cooper Kupp might as well.
So stupid. One of the stupidest things.
I still just can't believe that a team as bad as the Titans were able to sack Joe Burrow 9 times.
Fuck off, Todd. I'm so sorry that the worst offensive
How'd they even
line
get in the playoffs?
in the NFL gave up 9 sacks. Are we surprised? They gave up the most sacks all season, so they gave up 9 sacks.
Can't believe they even made it in the playoffs.
Fuck off.
Garbage team.
That's like saying you're surprised Rodgers choked in the playoffs. We've seen it for fucking 10 years. Shouldn't be surprised about it.
Oh, way to end the show on a real downer note.
Has Rodgers really been choking in the playoffs for 10 years?
Hey, we only got one.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot. Wins are a quarterback stat for sure.
Hey, and when I'm upset, yes, they're a quarterback stat. Give me 2 months, they're not a quarterback
stat. When they fit my narrative, yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Bingo.
Ding, 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 ding.
See, let's wrap this shit up. I got things to do.
Yeah, let's wrap it up, guys. Thank you again, everybody that's tuned in every week. There's so many people here that have tuned in every single week to the show, made the show what it is. It really isn't the same thing. Oh, is he coming to say hi?
Oh, do you want him to? I was going to show Jimmy and Todd, but
oh, he can come say hi really quick.
Well, I guess and Nick.
Yeah.
There's a baby on the internet.
Oh, baby.
Oh,
Howie.
Little Howie.
Welcome to Showbiz.
Thank you guys.
Tell him not to wake up.
For just the whole season, because like we've said, it's not something we do just for us. It's the engagement and everything else that we get from the fans is why we do it. So
Nick is having an absolute panic attack right now.
Yeah, Nick, just wait.
Staring at a baby that small.
You are staring at your future, buddy. Buckle up, kid.
Oh, homeboy has a thick set of hair on him.
Yeah, he does. He's got sideburns like a Civil War general, man.
Dear God, he's going to be look at this patchy shit. He'll be full beard in like 2 years.
Yeah. True North Packer puts in, I literally hear Fred from the Freezer podcast promo of Support the Neck every time I pick my son up. I hear the quote in my head every single time. But yeah, thank you guys for everything. It's been another amazing season. Jimmy, Todd, producer Nick, you guys are some of the best to absolutely work with. It makes it so much fun to do every single week.
Some of the best.
Yeah. Hey,
all right.
Just take the compliment, Todd. What do you guys say? Do you want to say anything? Wish anybody any well wishes? Show us any babies or anything?
All right,
Todd, any babies?
Bring me. No, I'm just kidding. No, once again, we joke all the time. We would do this for 3 viewers a week. We're glad that we have more than that. We appreciate everybody that tunes in and chats along with us and lets Jimmy try to come up with something that makes sense once in a while. So thank you guys for tuning in. We'll have a couple shows, probably about 1 a month like we did last off season. Anytime something big happens or our good friend Joe Thomas says he wants to jump on, we'll have a show for you.
Yeah. Like they both said, thank everyone for tuning in. It's been a lot of fun. Thanks for putting up with my incredible takes. As Todd said, I say something smart once in a while. That's all I took out of that. But no, thank you for coming on. It's been fun. This is like the shitty part because it does suck not looking forward to this every Wednesday now. I know we might do it like once a month, but it's been fun to kind of know every Wednesday, 7:30, we're popping on and doing stuff. So it's always a fucking downer when the Packers lose and we're out. But here's to next season, whoever fucking leads the team.
Damn right. On that note, guys, again, thank you. Make sure you're following us at Packaday. Or oh my god,
Jesus Christ!
Okay, you already quit then, Dan.
You don't even work for him anymore.
What are we
I can't even take myself off the screen because I'm holding my son.
There we go.
But I don't know
Lombardi's
what to say.
Bar,
Get him back in here.
for Dan and the baby.
Follow
for
us.
Todd.
Follow us on Game On Wisconsin and at Game On WI on Twitter. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you get notified every time we do go live in the postseason and the offseason and everything else.
Merch link.
Yes, the merch link on the Game On Wisconsin Twitter page. Check it out. There's tons of awesome stuff in there. This skilled guy already has his own onesie from Dakota and everything there. We should have put him in that.
I should.
But
Kelsey, come on.
But still, guys, again, thank you so much for producer Nick, for Todd Varney, for Jimmy Christensen, Dan the bartender, and also Howie the bartender in training. Thank you guys. Stay safe as always, and until we speak again, go Pack, go.
Pack.